Okay, so my tip of the day or my live stream tip of the day is going to be the question was, what habit am I focused in on for 2026? So I'll tell you what my 2025 one was, and now 2026. In 2025, and I've been doing it pretty well in 24, but I really solidified this in 2025. And the goal was what I call mind versus grind time. So let me describe. So as you start scaling a business, you catch yourself working too much in it, of course. And what that has you doing is just doing executable tasks and projects and initiatives, but you never actually get to sit back, kind of look at, there's a saying called read the label from inside the bottle. That's the biggest challenge. You're inside the business so much you can't actually see the game that's being played on the field. So the concept of mind versus grind time is looking at a calendar and saying to yourself, if I've got children and I've got a busy life, do I have enough time in a week to actually be able to work in the business, then back up, allow cognitive change in my mind? So allow it to relax. That relaxation allows for creative thought, strategic thinking to come through, and then also handle all my kids' sports and activities, and then be back into the next week. And when you look at a calendar, if you're a busy founder and you're in the luxurious position to have grown something of scale, the reality is the 5 and 2, 5 days a week of kind of like live on calls, and then 2 days a week of weekend. But when you're a father with a family of hyper competitive athletes, you're basically driving hundreds of miles every week, a weekend. Impossible. So, what I started implementing a few years ago was the 4 and 3 week. Essentially, I work 12-hour days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays. Start my day live on calls at 7 a.m. I usually work till 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, break for an hour or two, eat, clean up, work another hour or two. I do that Monday through Thursday, absolutely zonked. And this just call after call after call, zonked by Thursday night. Thursday night in the winter, grab my kids, we drive up to the cottage. As my kids don't go to school on Fridays, they have ski camps and the competitive ski training Fridays, and then Saturdays and Sundays are tournaments. But what happens is Friday, I'm not working. My mind slowly starts to unwind. And typically by Saturday morning, cognitive, the ideas explode. I can't, it's like this concept, I forget the exact name, but it's cognitive relaxation allows my mind to think of bigger and better things. And all the best IP, all the best strategy I've ever come up with is typically Friday nights, Saturday mornings when my brain is relaxed. So that was my 2025. And I implemented it almost to perfection in 2025. It's called mind versus grind time. So to kind of square up what I did in 2025, I work a 4 and a 3, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 12 plus hour days. Friday, I allow my mind to relax, that it starts to create inspiration. I carry a notepad and pen with me everywhere. I write down ideas. By Saturday morning, the ideas are flowing. And then now I start documenting. I typically do an investor update presentation every weekend. It allows me to see the whole board, the whole chessboard. I start to plan what the whole company looks like. I go into Mondays prepared. So that was 2025. 2026. The habit that I'm forming the most is the who, not how. If you've ever read the book by Dan Sullivan, Who, Not How, you will understand what I'm talking about. The concept of who, not how is really, really simple. And that concept is that as you start growing a business of scale, you can't possibly know the answers to everything. And you get to the point where instead of you fretting about how do you actually accomplish something, you say to yourself, hold on a second. I can't possibly learn all the best things in financial operations or in human resources or what have you. So what I'm going to do is find incredible talent. That talent's the who. The who develop the how. They develop the goals, the milestones, the projects and initiatives. They're dictating the people, process, technology they need to be successful. The who inform me how I should allocate capital. That becomes my role and responsibility. My role and responsibility of the owner is allocate capital, make it rain, and then eventually grow a team that can make it rain. And then three, invent intellectual property. Those are like the three biggest value drivers. So my 2026 biggest goal and initiative or habit to form is that every time I'm sitting there going, oh man, how do we run this campaign? Or how do we do this? Or how do we do that? I pause and say, no, no, no. I need to find a person that is better at this than I am. That person is going to be put in place to think about the people, the process, technology they need to be successful. The who builds the how plan, the who executes the how plan, the who then scales it. And my role and responsibility is to be a great steward of capital and to put the pieces on the chessboard and put the capital in the hands of those that can execute the who, not how. So that is the habit that I am forming for 2026. I hope you found this really valuable. Every day, I'm going to post a piece of content. People are writing in and they're giving me ideas for questions to answer. Now, to recap, my 2025 was mind versus grind time. My 2026 is the who, not how. I hope you found this.